company is purely limited to the case that you have filed prior to your being hired by this company. So doon lang ako nagkaka-confuse. I'll give you, Mr. Chair, I'll give you time, Mr. Chair, to respond to that.
Yes,
Secretary
maraming
Roque.
salamat, Mr. Chair. Nandun po si Cassandra Ong bilang ahente ng Lucky South. Pero gaya ng sinasabi ko, yung pagiging ahente niya does not make her a shareholder or an officer of Lucky South. And since I represented an agent, ang ibig sabihin po, ang kliyente ko yung ahente. Wala po pagkakaiba yan, for instance, dun sa mga ground handler sa airport. Pwede kong maging kliyente yung ground handler, for instance, yung MIA score. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nyo na palibasa nagbibigay ng serbisyo ang MIA score sa Cathay, kliyente ko yung Cathay. So I rendered service to an agent of Lucky South, and obviously she was there to make sure that the interest of their principal would be protected dahil nga na-dispalkuhan siya. So the answer is, Cassie Ong was there as an agent. And in fact, in the rules of PAGCOR, kinakailangan magkaroon sila ng representative, an agent who will represent the different licenses with PAGCOR. And it is not a requirement that the agent becomes a shareholder or an officer. Okay. In fact, after that meeting was when Sandra Ong became a representative of Lucky Star. And if the good chairman will recall, kasi sabi ko, naalala ko, sabi niya, naku yan, Dennis Cunanan, palitan niyo yan. Hindi mabuting tao yan, no? Palitan mo na yan. At after that meeting, naging representative po si Cassie Ong ng Lucky South. But during the meeting po, on record na representative was still Dennis Cunanan, which Mr. Cunanan disputed the last time. Sabi niya, a month before, hindi na raw siya ang representative. Pero officially, in the records of PAGCOR, I am 100% sure po, as of the date that we met, it was still Dennis Cunanan. Kaya nga po kinakailangang tulungan si Sandra Ong, kasi pwedeng hindi siya pansinin eh. Dahil, bakit ka papansinin ng PAGCOR, hindi ka naman representative ng licensee nila. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And this happened despite the fact that you were hired by Wilwin Company, not on any way connected with Lucky South 99. Mr.
Opo.
Chair, yes, no, that is a manifestation. I do not require any response to that, Secretary po. Mr. Chair, I have here the lease agreement between Wilwin Company, the lessor, and the leasee, in this case, Lucky South 99, Outsourcing Incorporated. This was signed, and the fictivity of the term of the lease commenced on November 5, 2019 up to November 4, 2022. Now, the representative of Wilwin Company, meaning the lessor, was, I don't know if she's still connected with the Wilwin Company, Miss Stephanie B. Mascareñas. And the lessee, in this case, Lucky South 99 Outsourcing Incorporated, is Miss Catherine Cassandra L. Ong. So this is the same person, an individual, na nandoon po sa meeting nung nangyari po yung pag-uusap na yon with PAGCOR Chairman Altenco. Now, what is peculiar, Mr. Chair, is prior to the expiration, the term of the lease, which is November 4, 2022, and this is the first, there was a subsequent lease that took place. No? Same two parties, Wilwin Corporation and Lucky South 99 Outsourcing Incorporated, and the lease agreement, the term of the lease, will commence on January 1, 2021 up to January 1, 2024. So ibig sabihin po, Mr. Chair, nag-overlap, hindi pa po sila nag-expire ang term, nag-lease uli sila. Ganun ho sila ka-confident sa bawat isa. Yung trust and confidence is too high that even prior to the expiration of their lease, they already signed a subsequent lease agreement again. What is so peculiar and so maybe perhaps that attracts this committee's attention is that Miss Catherine Cassandra L. Ong, who represented Lucky South 99 in the first lease agreement contract, is now representing Wilwin Corporation. And the one that signed this contract represented Lucky South 99 Outsourcing Incorporated is now, this time, Miss Ronilyn Baterna. So makikita niyo po, kaya po kami nako-confuse that these are two entities, corporations, and yet the person running these companies are one and the same. So andito po, Mr. Chair, nung unang list, Cassandra Ong, sa lessor, Whirlwind Company, Stefan Mascareñas, Whirlwind Company, lessor siya, Catherine Cassandra Ong, Lisi, Lucky South 99, tapos sa pangalawang kontrata, nagpalit. Si Miss Sandra Ong naman ngayon, ang lessor. At ang Lisi is Miss Ronilyn Baterna, Mr. Chair. And also, it is quite, parang nakaka-striking din yung isa sa mga, sa dokumentong ito, that this was signed by the same lawyer, Attorney Maria Gracia Dioco. Same po, same ang nag-notarize po ng dokumentong ito. So, ibig sabihin, sa mga ating mga nanonood po, klaro na po na tama, dalawang company ito, dalawang kumpanya, pero run by the same person. I'd like to ask Secretary Roque, did you do your due diligence in finding out that Miss Cassandra Ong used to be, or in this case, siyang magiging lessor ng Whirlwind Company at hindi ng Lucky South, which you claim trying to distance yourself from that company na palang allergic kayo sa Lucky South 99. Did you do your diligence? And I think, Mr. Chair, no, with all your services to this nation, Secretary Roque, paniwala po ako na isa ho kayo sa magaling na abogado. At hanggang ngayon po, mataas po respeto ko ho sa inyo. Pero basic lang po, no? Rudimentary. I think this is being taught in law school. You have to do your due diligence before accepting any client. Have you at least asked Miss Cassandra Ong, were you in any way connected with Whirlwind Company or Lucky Strike 99? Hindi niyo ho yun tinanong.
Mr. Chair, ang kaso po kung saan kami kinuha ay ejectment case. So ang tanging dapat na tignan kong kontrata ay yung upa, yung kontrata ng pag-uupa sa panig po ng Cruz family at sa panig po ng Whirlwind. So I cannot go beyond that po kasi ang kasuhan lang ejectment between the Cruz and Whirlwind. So hindi naman po at issue sa ejectment case yung lease contract between Whirlwind and Lucky South. So wala pong dahilan ako mag-inquire doon sa client, doon sa kontrata between Whirlwind and Lucky South dahil hindi naman po sila yung nagdidimandahan. And I would like to underscore nga po na nung pumasok kami, meron ng writ of execution. So nakabinbin na po yung kasong yon.
Yeah, but
so
Mr.
sa due diligence po, ejectment case, sa mga abogado po, napakasimple po niyang ejectment case na yan. It's even covered by rules of summary procedure. At kung ikaw hahawak ng kaso, titignan mo yung kontrata. Meron bang breach of contract sa contract of lease? So, hindi po complicated itong kasong ito. Kaya lang, ang aking naging assessment na deprive ng due process ang Whirlwind kasi nga nag-aawayan yung mga Cruz siblings. At nagpanggap itong tatay, si Roberto, na siya pala siya yung registered owner, naniniwala naman itong Whirlwind, hindi naman pala siyang registered owner. At nung dinimanda sila sa lower court, siya pa ang kumuha ng abogado at hindi sinabi sa Whirlwind na dinimanda sila ng mga anak niya. Yan po yun, no? So as far as due diligence is concerned, in an ejectment case, as a lawyer, kung ano po yung material na kontrata, is the lease contract only between the lessor and the lessee, between the Cruz family and Whirlwind Corporation po. Dahil yun lang po ang hinawakan kong kaso.
Yeah, pero I think this is material, no? The lease is in fact the very fundamental and very material to any eviction cases, no? I think I do not, Mr. Chair, Secretary, no, I do not question your knowledge on sa pagdating po sa batas. Sabi ko nga po, mataas po ang respeto ko sa inyo. Ang hindi ko lang maintindihan, perhaps I shared this with our common tao, the average-minded person listening to us and watching this committee hearing. But nagkaganon. If we follow your logic, Mr. Chair, and your justification that you are exclusively limiting your services to this particular case that you have filed involving eviction cases or eviction case, why did you have to go to PAGCOR's meeting and then make some follow-ups? And then it apparently, based on these records, same Cassandra Ong, who at the time when you approached PAGCOR and with the meeting, yung license nila ay naging connect din sa Whirlwind Company, which you yourself said na yun ang dun yun ko maintindihan. Sinasabi niyo ngayon sa committee ito that you are limited, you find it not material anymore to ask Whirlwind Company or Lucky South 99 with in terms of their contract with Lucky South 99, and yet kasi limited ka lang doon sa eviction, and yet you went overboard. Yun po hindi ko maintindihan. Which in this case, Mr. Chair, masyado na mahaba yung pagtatanong ko. I'm sure many of our colleagues here would ask similar questions kasi doon ho nagkakaroon ng problema. Ganito lang po, Mr. Chair, and I would close this with my manifestation. Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair?
Yes, Congressman
my
Adjo.
manifestation.
You want me to interject something?
Yes.
Before you finish your interpellation?
Maybe after my manifestation, maybe after my manifestation.
In relation to sa issue mo eh. Tapos na ng question niyo. Sige, okay, go ahead.
My manifestation. Kanina po, inamin naman po ni Secretary Roque na sa practice of law, and this was the question I asked him in the previous committee hearing, that hindi naman kailangan talaga nang magkaroon ng formality that you have to sign with your kasi pag law yung definition po ng Supreme Court yung practice of law, and I agree with him now. He agrees with how the Congresswoman Beatrix Luistro. Now I'd like to, Mr. Chair, and this is not in any way to contest or to even engage in legal discussion with Secretary Roque. Who am I to contest his legal opinion on the matter? But this is already a decided case, pertains to the lawyer-client relationship, very much connected with the sinasabi ng Supreme Court definition nila with the practice of law. Kasi nga po yung participation po ni Secretary Roque dito sa usapang ito, yung legal services na binigay niya according to him sa Whirlwind Company. And in Burby versus Magulta, sinabi po, a lawyer-client relationship was established from the very first moment complainant asked respondent for legal advices regarding the former's business. To constitute professional employment, it is not essential that the client employed the attorney professionally on any previous occasion. It is not necessary that any retainer be paid, promised, or charged. Neither it is material. Tingnan, Mr. Chair. And with this new development that we learned na dalawang entities, similar persons running these companies, whatever explanation that we have from Secretary Roque, the bottom line, Mr. Chair, is it benefited a lot Lucky South 99, which is far from the legal services he was offered and accepted by him between himself, Mr. Chair, and Whirlwind Company. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for that opportunity. Marami pong salamat, Secretary Roque,
if you please,
sa inyong response.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, could I briefly just cite also a case?
Yes. You have 2 minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
I do not dispute that case po. Kasi sinasabi lang noon, hindi kinakailangan magbayad ng attorney's fee, hindi kinakailangan magpirmahan. Pero
Mr. Chair, that
itong
was not
kaso
a question.
po,
That was the manifestation.
Wait.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Point of order,
Chairman,
Mr. Chair.
point of
Opo,
order.
Wala mo lang. This chair is speaking. Okay, what's the pleasure of Congressman Adjong?
That was a manifestation, Mr. Chair. It wasn't a question.
So, no,
So with all due respect po to Secretary Roque, whom I still respect, I do not need any response from him.
okay, thank you so much.
Mr. Chair?
The next interpellator will be Congressman Paduano. Congressman
Mr.
Busita.
Chairman.
But for the meantime, before we proceed, the chairman would like to acknowledge the presence of Congresswoman Marisa Del Mar Magsino and Representative Agustina Dominic Dichetina C. Pancho. And also our Secretary General, Sir, Reggie Velasco, you are so welcome in this committee.